today to have a look at what's in my bag. My driver that I play is a 10.5 degree lofted driver, and I play the N.S.PRO Regio Formula B stiff 55 gram shaft. I've chosen this shaft because it's a little bit lighter gram weight, but the ball flight is mid to high with less spin. So I find that I can still carry the ball a long way, but it hits the ground hard and I get plenty of run. That shaft is also in my 3-wood, 5-wood and my 22 degree hybrid. When I move down into my irons, my 4-iron through to pitching wedge is the N.S.PRO Modus Tour 105 stiff shaft. I switched to this shaft when I made a swing change a couple of years ago, and it really suited the changes that I made. It's a mid to higher flighted trajectory, and I've found that with the amount of spin that I create with this shaft, not only am I hitting the ball slightly higher, in windy conditions I'm able to flight the ball the way I want, and with a little bit less spin, the wind doesn't seem to affect my ball flight as much. Moving on to my wedges, I have a 52 degree wedge and a 58 degree wedge, and the shaft that's in those is the N.S.PRO Modus Wedge 105. I switched to this shaft because it lowered my ball flight slightly, but it created a lot more spin, so I was able to really control my ball flight and the spin around the greens with my shots inside 100 yards. I love this shaft, I love everything that's in my bag. That's what's in my bag. What's in your bag? The makeup of my wedges in my bag as far as loft is concerned, I have 3 wedges. I have a pitching wedge, which is 46 degree loft. My gap wedge is a 52 degree loft, and my sand wedge, or I guess lob wedge, is a 58 degree loft. For me personally, I've always gone with 3 wedges, and as you can tell, the loft changes are staggered in 6 degree increments. I have never actually played a 60 degree wedge like some people have in their bag. I've just felt that the 58 degree is a little bit more versatile, and I feel like I can create the added loft myself around the greens with how I chip the ball and the creativity that I've developed over the years. Some tour pros have 4 wedges in their bag, and it'd probably be like a 46 degree pitching wedge, but then they'd go to a 50 degree middle gap wedge, I guess, and then the next gap wedge would be a 56 degree and then a 60 degree lob wedge. I think they do that. That gives them more options. They don't have as many in-between numbers where they have to maybe have a little bit more feel and take distance off a wedge. For me, I feel like I don't need that extra club in that part of my game, and I'd prefer to have it deeper into, you know, rescue and 3 woods. That's just my personal choice, but I definitely recommend a gap wedge in between your pitching wedge and your sand wedge. It gives you a little bit more versatility from inside 100 yards. And one of the things that helps me be really creative with my wedges and control different flights on my pitches is the shaft that I have in my wedges, and that's the N.S.PRO Modus Wedge 105. I have switched to this a couple of years ago, and it really gave me so much more feel. I was able to be even more creative than I was using the shaft that I was using before. So I recommend enjoying practicing with your wedges around the short game area and switching to this shaft.